Welcome back. I'm Calvin Statue Fanatic here with another episode of Collecting on a Budget. This is the show where I talk about things that are really cool and collectible that you can collect and not break the bank. So today what we're going to talk about is another video game statue. I'm not going to talk about the video game. I'm only going to talk about the statue. This is a statue of Hitman. This is Agent 47, the chess master statue that came with this particular game last year. So it's been out for a while. But the reason why I'm reviewing it is because it's still very affordable. You can still get this even if you don't like the game as much. The statue is freaking amazing. That's why I'm reviewing it, because the statue looks so cool. And the price of the statue has gone down some. So if you really want to own this and you're a big fan of the game, this is a good time to get it. Great piece to collect on a budget. And I'm just going to briefly show you the box here. It came with a few other things in here. It came with its red tie. It came with a tie clip. It came with the art book and that type of stuff in the digital copy of the game. So with that, we're going to put this aside and we're going to grab the statue and get started with the review. So here you have it. This is the statue of Agent 47. And I think it's a really cool statue. It's not very expensive, like I said, but I was pretty impressed with how well it was made. It is a PVC is what it feels like, but it's a little bit heavier than most PVCs that I've encountered in the past. But it's just very well done and it looks really cool. And I'll start by starting with the base, because that's what got my attention with this statue, was the base. You know, you've got him sitting here in this contemporary chair with his pistol and a silencer. But what I really like is this segment of a laminate floor that gives this really clean, modern look. It just gives a really cool feel to this, and it's more like a diorama the way this is set up. And it looks cool, the laminate floor and all of that kind of great stuff. And if we move up to the couch, it's another part of this statue that kind of impressed me because it's sculpted really well. This could have very well been some square black pieces of squares that, you know, just sat there, but there was a lot of attention paid to this. The couch actually has creases. It's a leather couch in terms of its appearance. And even where the agent is sitting in the couch, you can actually see where it sinks in, and there is wrinkling, I guess, if you will, from him sitting on the couch. It's sculpted really nicely. So I like that too. Very modern, cool look to this. This is pretty neat looking piece. Now, when you look at him, his actual body, the statue itself, if you look at his pants, for example, as he sits there, they're flowing and creasing the way that they normally would if you were actually sitting there. Done very nicely. The same with his shoes, well-polished shine shoes, and you can see the actual detailing of the shoestrings in his shoes. That's all sculpted, and the stitching around his shoes. The same thing with his jacket that he's wearing, the suit. Very nicely sculpted. There's wrinkles and things in it that's giving it a really cool, realistic look in terms of the way it should flow. And even as he sits in this chair, you can see his white shirt as he sits. There's wrinkling in the shirt from sitting down. The belt buckle, the silver belt buckle, is also sculpted. And as well as the red tie, you can even see the sculpting design here at the top with the red tie and his collar. It's a nice piece that came with this game, and if you're a fan of the game, I mean, this is a really cool thing to own. And the weapon that he's holding, even that weapon and the silencer, has sculpting and detail in it. Very nicely done as well. The same thing with the gloves that he's wearing. They're creased and sculpted. And it's a small piece, but it's really nice the way that they've paid attention to detail. And then as far as his portrait is concerned, I mean, he's a enhanced genetic type being, killer assassin, and he has this very stoic look on his face. Even his face is sculpted. There's detail in his face, detail in his eyebrows. One other thing on the back here, you can see he has this barcode on the back of his head as well. Now, one really cool thing about this is that this is an inexpensive piece, like I said, but usually in a situation like this, you may not find a lot of detail paid to the paint application. Not the case here. Done really well. What really gets me is this red tie. Now, that red tie is painted, and I'm trying to see if it's a separate piece and it doesn't appear to be. It appears to be one sculpt, but there is not one drop of red paint touching his white shirt, or one drop of white paint from the shirt touching the red tie. The same thing with the black suit that he's wearing. There's none of the black paint that's touching the white shirt. So that's very nicely done. And the same thing happens where you can see his jacket and you can see his shirt coming up from underneath the jacket. It's really nice. And on the back here, the same thing with the flesh tone that's painted on his head. It's not touching the white on the shirt or the black. And one other thing, even the socks that you see that he's wearing, also sculpted. Very nice piece to display. I like it. I played the game a little bit. It's not like one of my favorite games, but what drew me into wanting to do this was just how nice this particular sculpt and this statue is. So there you have it, Agent 47, chess master from the video game. That's all I have for this guy. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. And if you want to stay up to date on the latest in the world of collecting, please head over to mcecentral.com. That's Marvel's Collectible and Entertainments, where you can see some of the coolest unboxings and reviews of some of your favorite statues, as well as some of the latest things that may be coming out. And you may catch an exclusive every now and then. So until next time, my friends, peace.